voice is coming from Stoneboy. He's on the same rhythm, Victory Rock rhythm. He calls this one Strength and Hope. Strength and Hope. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I did say that, you know, I've got a very good friend. Actually, he doesn't work here. He works in the nation's capital. And he came around town. And I said, listen up. I want you to come over. Let's discuss something very important. Because I know it's going to be very beneficial to my listeners. It's about emotional intelligence. What is that at all? And what does that mean at all? I'm glad I have my very good brother and friend in the studio, Mr. Daniel Kwame Pobi. He's a good friend of mine. He's in the studio. And I actually said, no, come over, let's discuss this thing. It will be beneficial to a number of the people listening. My very good friend, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. A1 Radio, you're doing great. And thank you very much for having me this afternoon on your show.
We're so happy to have you. So glad to have you on the show.
Awesome.
We're so glad to have you on the show. Well, so I said, come over. Come over. Maybe what you're going to what you're going to tell the masses will be very, very beneficial to them.
Yeah.
We're so glad you've honored our invitation.
I'm glad.
Let's go straight. We don't have so much time, but let's go straight. What is emotional intelligence?
So, by definition, we talk about emotional intelligence. It is the ability to express and control one's own emotions.
Okay.
So by that we mean I have the ability to express it when I feel a certain emotion.
Okay.
I don't feel intimidated.
Okay.
If I'm excited,
I
can show that I'm excited. If I'm happy, I'm joyful. If I'm sad, if I'm sorrowful, if I'm angry, I can express it. But then there is the other side, your ability also to control.
Okay.
And so I may feel the emotion, but I want to keep it.
Okay.
I want to reserve it. I want to postpone it. That is another aspect of emotional intelligence, and that relates to myself.
Okay.
Having the ability to express my own emotions and control my own emotions. But there is a second block. The second block now relates to your relationship with others.
Okay.
And so when we say you are also emotionally intelligent, it's about you understanding the emotions of others.
Okay.
That when they express a certain emotion, you are able to tell that this is the emotion that they are expressing. You are able to analyze it and be able to tell, how do I respond to the emotion that is being expressed by the other person.
So if I had you right, you are talking about you able to, let's say, interpret somebody's emotions.
Exactly.
And then how you would basically react to that.
Exactly.
Wow.
So maybe you're having, as we're having a conversation now,
okay,
if your facial expression changes, maybe we're just having a normal conversation, all of a sudden your facial expression changes.
Wow.
You're expressing a certain emotion.
Okay.
How am I able to tell what is the emotion that is on your face right now?
This is interesting.
And why are you having your face the way it is?
Okay.
Then what is the best way if I'm able to tell that no, you are anxious?
Okay.
Let's assume that I said something and all of a sudden you got anxious.
Wow.
And it's showing on your face. What is the best response?
So it means that we are looking at not only verbal but non-verbal stuff.
Non-verbal as well.
Wow.
Non-verbal as well. You know, someone will squeeze the face and you can tell the person is unhappy. So it's non-verbal, but it's an expression.
Yep.
Now, your ability to tell that this is what your colleague or your friend is expressing.
Okay.
After knowing what is being expressed, the next step that shows that you are emotionally intelligent is how do you respond?
Okay.
So if the person is anxious and you want to do something about the anxiety, you may say something to let the person relax,
calm down,
and say that, oh, don't take what I said to mean this.
Okay.
You know, without the person saying that you are getting me scared, you say, no, look, don't take what I said to mean this.
Okay.
Please relax.
Okay.
Relax. We are just having a normal conversation.
Okay.
Relax. Don't be scared.
Okay.
You know, so that relaxes the person. On the other side, if you really wanted to get the person anxious and afraid, you add more fire. You get the point. So now you see clearly that with the expression that is coming, it's working. What you are doing is working. So then you add more fire to what you are doing to the person, so that emotion that you want the person to express comes out.
Okay.
Let me give some scenario. It'll help a bit. So emotions, we are human beings and we are people of emotions.
For a fact.
And we don't decide our emotions. Things and events, circumstances influence our emotions.
That's true.
And one thing we must understand is that the emotion itself is not bad.
Okay.
When you feel it, what do you do is what determines whether it's good or bad.
Okay.
So someone may be feeling love. Normally we say love is good,
Okay.
But someone may feel love and kill. People kill out of love.
Really?
Yes. If there's been people who have gone to the extent of killing another when the person said I love you and the other one said I don't love you.
I get that.
You've heard that before. It's because of love.
Yeah. Yeah.
So someone, it's possessive love, whatever name we'll give to it. Someone feels that if I don't get you that I love you, if I don't get you, no one else should get you.
Wow.
And because of that love motivates the person to kill. The same love can motivate someone to help you, to build you up. Anger. You need it. Yeah. Anger is good sometimes.
Anger is really good?
Yes, sometimes. Yes.
What do you mean?
If you are going to box.
So you divert it.
Yes, if you are going into the boxing ring. Do you need love to enter the boxing ring? Think about it. So when people are going into the boxing ring, there are others who are behind them. So when you guess what we'll be telling them.
I get all you're putting across. Like, must everyone be emotionally intelligent?
Exactly. Every one of us must be emotionally intelligent. So it's because of the fact that we all have emotions. We all have feelings. Now, if you are not emotionally intelligent, the first part means that you are not even able to tell that this is the emotion that I'm feeling. For instance, you wake up in the morning and you get a sense of fear. No one has said anything to you.
It's just fear.
You get a certain sense. It's an emotion. And there are times when people have decided, the way I'm feeling, I'm not going to step out.
I'll just stay back.
I'll stay back. And then later something happens and they come back and tell you, oh, so this is why I was feeling this emotion. If I had really gone where I was intending to go, maybe an accident or the bus that I was going to join or the company I was going to join and people I was going to follow, this is what happened to them. So that emotion that I felt, that really put a kind of a resistance and prevented me from moving out, not knowing it's beneficial.
Wow.
So how do we harness that? How do we harness?
I was just coming to that. So it's good you can.
How do we harness that emotion that we feel and use that information? Now this is information, because that the emotion you are feeling at a particular point is information that is being passed on to you. It's a signal. There are some of those signals that if you don't pick, you can fall sick. So if the emotions if the signals are coming and you are not aware that these are signals, this is information, I have to pick on that information and analyze, and based on the analysis respond in a certain way. If you don't do that, you are not benefiting from a rich source of information.
I get that. So are you in some way insinuating that we must always we must listen to the emotions? Must we always listen?
Yes, we must. Now the other part, which now tells your emotional intelligence, is how do you respond?
That's important.
How do you respond? So take for an example, you're going to write an exam, and before you go to sit the exam, an emotion of fear comes. You can't say, because I'm feeling fear now, I won't sit the exam. You see, you didn't decide to feel the fear. But as the emotion of fear comes, what do? How do you respond?
Okay.
At that time, you should have something you tell yourself to motivate you to change your mood at that material moment.
Do what you're supposed to
and
do.
do what you are supposed to do. If an animal is chasing you now and you feel fear, wouldn't that be good for you? It will help you to run faster than you will normally run. You see,
I get that.
But if you feel the fear, if you feel the anger, if you feel the joy, and you're not able to interpret and say that this emotion that I'm feeling, this is what it means.
Okay.
Now, you were asking about how do we harness that earlier.
Yeah.
And so for you to be able to harness that properly, you must be able to tell what are the emotions that I normally feel. For instance, in a day, how do I feel when I wake up normally? How do I feel before breakfast? How do I feel when I'm having breakfast? How do I feel after breakfast, in the middle of the morning, before lunch? How do I feel?
Okay.
Just before lunch, how do I feel? When I'm having lunch, how do I feel? After lunch, how do I feel? Now, this gives you a clear understanding of the normal emotions that go through you. Now, if that changes,
so you are considering your normal emotions first. You subject that to analysis first.
Yes.
Okay, I get that.
Many of us don't even observe. We don't take note of how we feel.
So
it's not a concern for us.
I wanted to take note of this, ladies and gentlemen. You still tuning in. This is the CITYBUS on A1 Radio. I've got Mr. Pobi, a very good friend. I said pass through the studio. Let's talk about this emotional intelligence. Very important. So first of all, how to harness or how to deal with it. You have to identify, you know, your how you feel in your normal days. Okay, fine. So we have now taken note of our normal days.
Yes.
How we feel.
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
So when you have taken note of that, then you now analyze and determine that if this is how I normally feel, and I want to continue to feel that, what should I do? If this is how I normally feel,
what should be done now?
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't want to feel that, what should I do?
Okay.
So that now informs my decisions. That now informs my behavior. That now informs what I do. So based on what I feel, that determines when is the right time. For instance, you may choose when to do this program because of the state that you are in. At this time of the day, maybe you are more alive in the afternoon. Maybe if they gave you a morning show, it won't fit into your emotional state or how you normally will feel. I often wonder sometimes, because of who I am, I've studied myself, and I ask myself, those who do morning shows, how are they able to, you know, this lady, I always wonder, Akosia something in one FM station, and in the early morning she'll be laughing, and I wonder how a normal human being can do that. But that is her emotional state. And how does she get herself early morning to be able to laughter? Me, I can't. I ask people, why are they able to sit on radio every day? You lose your voice. My voice doesn't have that stamina, you know. But it's the studying that now gives you an idea. Who am I?
Okay.
And what goes on inside me?
Okay.
And so, based on what goes inside me, what should I do and what should I not do?
Okay.
So you play to your strength. You play to your emotional strength. You play to your emotional abilities.
Okay.
If you play to your emotional abilities, then you'll be more productive. You see where we are going to.
So you have identified that my routine, my normal days, this is how I feel in terms of my emotions. Now I've identified that this is there's been a deviation. I want you to come again clear with what you do. There's a deviation in your normal emotions for the day. I want you to come clear with what you do.
So if there is a deviation, the best thing to do is to go inside yourself. The emotion is coming from inside you.
So you have to go back inside.
Go back inside and ask yourself, why am I feeling the way I'm feeling now?
Okay.
This is not normal.
Okay.
What may be causing this? Where could this come from?
Okay.
And usually if you pause, maybe if you've exercised that, you've done that exercise before, if you pause and begin to ask yourself, why am I feeling this? Why am I feeling this? Sometimes you can trace it. Oh, maybe it's because of the movie I watched last night.
Okay.
Because there are times you just wake up and you're sad and you don't know why you're sad.
Because wifey said something.
Is it they're only saying something or denying you something? But what? You get the point.
I get that.
But if you don't go asking, you may go about the whole day saying, I'm sad, I'm sad, I'm sad.
Yeah.
But you don't know why.
Yeah.
So when you go find it, and it doesn't come at one point.
Okay.
You may think that, oh, it was a movie. Was it a movie that I watched? Or it was the food that I ate last night that is not good for me, that I'm allergic to, and I may not know that is what is causing this emotion. Or it's because of what I'm going to do that is putting a certain it's triggering a certain hormone inside me that is coming up, maybe preparing me for, I'm going for an interview, I'm going for an exam, all that, it's ahead. But it may be working inside you. Like sometimes if you have to travel early in the morning, you can't sleep the night before the way you sleep. But if you check, then it gives you an indication. And many of us miss this point because we are afraid of even going into ourselves and asking myself, why am I feeling the way I'm feeling? Why is it that whenever I meet Kofi,
that's a fact. We rarely do that.
Why is it that whenever I meet Kofi, my heart beat faster than normal?
We rarely do that.
Why is it that when I meet this lady, my heart beat faster than normal? Now you know. What steps do you take?
You work on it.
Sometimes it's just a particular place you even pass.
Okay.
When you pass that place, you get a certain feeling. Maybe there is something there that your spirit doesn't like, or there's something there that happened some time ago, and when you get there, you remember, but you've not even connected it. So when you now go into yourself, this is where the emotional intelligence is. When you go into yourself and now begin to ask yourself, you are now able to pinpoint and connect the emotions that go on inside you and the source.
Okay.
And if you are able to identify the source of everything, you know the problem is half solved. Now you can do something about it. Now you can say that, okay, I'm not going to watch horror movies before I sleep. I'm not going to watch horror movies before I sleep anymore. You know, for instance, it may not be the same for everybody, but if I have to do a huge assignment, I need some treats the night before. You understand what I mean? As a married man,
I get that. I get that.
Mercy.
I get that.
You need some treats.
Yeah.
And so that certain hormones that will put you in good shape to deliver and to perform. Because you know you need that, and you've known that because you've observed yourself. But whenever these things are done to me, it puts me on a certain level, and I'm able to deliver and perform.
I get that.
So that is the moment you observe yourself like that, it helps your decision making, it helps your behavior, it helps the things that you do and the things that you don't do. And all these have a bearing on you being the best you. It is not in comparison with anyone.
No,
but
just
you become your best you.
Okay.
So if you are going into a party and you say, as for me, I'm the door type, and so what? So because you are the door type, we should let you come and door the party atmosphere. you get the point. So if I know I'm the door type and I need to warm myself, if you know you're a diesel engine, you warm yourself earlier. Because you must carry a certain emotion to the place to contribute meaningfully to the party atmosphere. And so
emotions truly matter. Emotions truly matter. Ladies and gentlemen, this is still the CITYBUS on A1 Radio. My name is Ital, Mr. Pobi. We are talking emotional intelligence. Very, very, very important.